Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we are diving deep into the world of American numismatics with a truly fascinating coin, the United States 1 dime from 1968. At first glance, it might seem like just another dime you'd find in circulation, but if you pay attention, the 1968 dime hides an incredible story of history, minting artistry, and potential value. This coin is more than metal. It's a piece of the past, a collectible that holds secrets for those who know what to look for. The 1968 dime belongs to the Roosevelt series, first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt's legacy. On the obverse, you'll notice the iconic portrait of Roosevelt, carefully designed to highlight the details of his facial features, hair, and expression. The inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1968 are engraved with precision, and collectors often focus on the clarity and sharpness of these details when assessing the coin's quality. Coins that preserve this detail, especially in mint state, are always highly prized because they capture the mint's original craftsmanship perfectly. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1968 dime is the minting errors that can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a rare collectible. Double die errors, for example, can appear on the date, "Liberty," or "In God We Trust," creating a doubled impression that is highly sought after by collectors. These errors occur when the coin dies are slightly misaligned during the minting process, leaving a unique and unmistakable mark on the coin. A 1968 dime with such an anomaly is considered rare and can draw attention in auctions and private sales. Off-center strikes also add to the allure of the 1968 dime. Occasionally, the coin blank shifts slightly during striking, leaving part of the design missing or misaligned. These off-center dimes are extremely rare and visually striking, making them favorites among collectors who value unique minting characteristics. No two off-center strikes are identical, which adds to the excitement and makes each coin a one-of-a-kind treasure. Die cracks and die clashes further enhance the collectible appeal of this dime. Die cracks occur when small fissures develop in the coin dies, leaving raised lines or irregularities on the coin's surface. Die clashes happen when the dies strike each other without a coin in between, leaving unusual impressions that create a visual anomaly. These variations make the 1968 dime fascinating for collectors because each coin tells a story about the minting process and the intricate craftsmanship involved. Condition is paramount when assessing the value of a 1968 dime. While millions were minted for circulation, only a small percentage remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that retain full mint luster, sharp details, and perfect rims are highly prized because they represent both superior production quality and careful preservation. Even slight wear, scratches, or discoloration can significantly reduce a coin's value, which is why top-grade examples are so rare and sought after. Another factor that attracts collectors is toning. Natural toning occurs over decades due to environmental conditions, causing coins to develop beautiful shades of gold, brown, or reddish hues. A 1968 dime with attractive natural toning becomes visually stunning and can dramatically increase its appeal and market value. Collectors often seek coins with unique coloration, as each coin's toning pattern is entirely unique and impossible to replicate. Rarity plays a significant role in the desirability of the 1968 dime. While millions were minted, finding examples with errors, exceptional preservation, or unusual toning is far less common. This scarcity makes the coin highly coveted, driving collector competition and excitement whenever a high-grade or error coin appears in the market. The thrill of discovery and the satisfaction of owning a rare coin are what make numismatics so rewarding. Historical context adds another layer of interest. The 1968 dime was produced during a period of significant change in the United States, including shifts in economy and technology. Owning a coin from this era is like holding a piece of history in your hand. The Roosevelt dime design reflects not only the tribute to a revered president, but also the minting precision and artistry of the 1960s, making it an ideal addition to any serious collection. Finally, the most exciting part, the value. A United States $1 from 1968, especially one in uncirculated condition or with notable minting errors, can reach an astonishing $240,000 in words. That's right, a coin that might seem ordinary to most people could be an extraordinarily valuable collectible. This illustrates the beauty of numismatics, where careful observation, preservation, and knowledge can transform everyday coins into rare treasures. So, the next time you encounter a 1968 Roosevelt dime, remember that it may be far more than just small change. It could be a rare collector's gem, a piece of American history, and potentially worth $240,000 in words. Coins like this remind us that numismatics is about discovery, history, artistry, and the excitement of uncovering hidden treasures in plain sight. Second rare coin, we are going on a journey back in time to explore one of the most fascinating and sought-after coins in American numismatics, the United States Mercury Dime from 1937. This coin is a true classic, not only because of its beautiful design but also because of its historical significance and potential rarity. While it may seem like just a dime, the Mercury Dime is a treasure that tells a story of artistry, history, and the extraordinary craftsmanship of the United States Mint. The Mercury Dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, was minted from 1916 to 1945 and is celebrated for its stunning design by Adolph A. Weinman. On the obverse, the coin features the young Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, with the word Liberty elegantly curved around the top and the date 1937 at the bottom. The reverse is equally iconic, showing a fasces, a bundle of rods with an axe, symbolizing strength and unity, accompanied by an olive branch, representing peace. This combination of powerful imagery makes the Mercury Dime not just currency, but a miniature work of art. One of the reasons the 1937 Mercury Dime is so highly prized by collectors is the presence of minting errors. Double die strikes, where letters or numbers appear doubled, are particularly valuable and rare. These errors are not common and can occur on the date, Liberty, or even the mint mark, creating a subtle but striking effect that immediately catches the eye of an experienced collector. Coins with such errors are often considered museum-quality specimens, and they command attention in auctions and private sales alike. Another fascinating aspect of the 1937 Mercury Dime is die cracks and die clashes. Die cracks occur when small fissures develop in the dies used to strike the coin, creating raised lines or irregularities on the coin's surface. Die clashes happen when the dies hit each other without a coin in between, leaving unusual impressions on the coin that make it unique. Each of these anomalies tells a story about the minting process and adds a layer of intrigue and value for collectors who appreciate the artistry and history behind every coin. Off-center strikes are also a feature that can make a 1937 Mercury Dime extraordinary. Occasionally, the coin blank shifts slightly during striking, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing or misaligned. These coins are rare, visually fascinating, and highly desirable to collectors who specialize in unusual minting variations. No two off-center coins are identical, which adds an element of uniqueness that can make a single dime far more valuable than standard circulation coins. Condition is crucial when it comes to determining the value of the 1937 Mercury Dime. While millions were minted, only a small percentage have survived in pristine condition. Coins that retain full mint luster, crisp detail in Liberty's face, winged cap, and the reverse fasces are highly coveted. Even minor wear or scratches can reduce the coin's value, which is why uncirculated examples in top condition are the holy grail for Mercury Dime collectors. The better the condition, the higher the desirability and value. Another factor that enhances the appeal of the 1937 Mercury Dime is toning. Over decades, these dimes can develop beautiful natural colors ranging from golden brown to deep chocolate or even reddish-orange hues. Collectors prize coins with attractive toning because it makes each coin visually unique and enhances its aesthetic and collectible value. Coins with eye-catching toning often sell for a premium at auctions, as collectors compete to add visually stunning pieces to their collections. Rarity is a major driver of the 1937 Mercury Dime's value. While the mint produced millions of these dimes, examples with significant errors, exceptional preservation, or unique toning are far less common. The scarcity of high-quality or error examples creates intense interest among collectors, and this competition can dramatically increase the price of the coin. For numismatists, owning a Mercury dime in excellent condition or with rare features is not just about money, but about holding a piece of history and artistry in their hands. Historical significance adds another layer of allure. The 1937 Mercury dime was minted during a pivotal period in American history, reflecting the country's culture, economy, and artistry during the late 1930s. Owning this dime connects collectors to an era marked by resilience, innovation, and careful craftsmanship. The Mercury Dimes series as a whole is a testament to American numismatic artistry, making the 1937 dime a must-have for serious collectors who appreciate historical depth and design excellence. Finally, let's talk about the ultimate value. A United States Mercury dime from 1937, particularly one in exceptional condition or with rare minting errors, can reach an astonishing $300,000 in words. That's right. A single dime that may appear ordinary at first glance could be worth an extraordinary sum due to its rarity, condition, historical significance, and minting uniqueness. This is the magic of coin collecting, where knowledge, patience, and a keen eye can uncover treasures hidden in everyday currency. So, the next time you come across a Mercury dime from 1937, remember that it could be far more than just a small coin. It could be a rare collector's gem, a piece of history, and potentially worth $300,000 in words. Coins like this remind us that numismatics is a journey of discovery, art, and the thrill of holding a tangible piece of American heritage in your hands. Third expensive coin. We're diving deep into one of the most legendary and captivating coins in American numismatics, the United States Barber Dime from 1894. This coin may seem small in size, but it carries enormous historical significance, stunning design, and an incredible story of rarity that has fascinated collectors for well over a century. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual coin lover, the 1894 Barber Dime is a must-know treasure that showcases the artistry and history of the United States Mint. The Barber Dime, named after its designer Charles E. Barber, was minted from 1892 to 1916, and its 1894 issue has become one of the most talked-about dimes in the world of coin collecting. The obverse of the coin features Liberty wearing a capped headband, with the word Liberty emblazoned across the headband and 13 stars encircling her profile, representing the original 13 colonies. The reverse design is simple yet elegant, featuring a wreath that surrounds the denomination 1 dime with meticulous detail. The artistry may seem subtle at first glance, but every curve, line, and star speaks to the meticulous craftsmanship of the late 19th century. What makes the 1894 Barber Dime particularly fascinating is its extreme rarity. In fact, only a handful of these coins are known to exist today, making it one of the most coveted dimes in the United States. Minted during a time when coins were produced primarily for circulation, the 1894 issue had a very low mintage, and survival in collectible condition is extraordinarily uncommon. This scarcity has made the coin legendary among collectors, driving intense demand and skyrocketing its value over the years. Collectors are especially intrigued by the minting errors and unique variations that occasionally appear on the 1894 Barber Dime. Some examples feature slight doubling on the date or letters, which adds an element of uniqueness that numismatists prize. Because coins were struck manually with less automated precision than today, small inconsistencies in the strike, such as die cracks or slight off-center impressions, make each surviving coin a story in its own right. Coins with these subtle irregularities are often considered superior specimens and can command a premium. Condition, as always, plays a critical role in determining the worth of the 1894 Barber Dime. Coins that retain sharp details in Liberty's cap, stars, and the wreath on the reverse are highly prized. Even minimal wear can dramatically reduce the value, which is why collectors and auction houses compete fiercely for examples in near-perfect or uncirculated condition. A well-preserved 1894 Barber dime is more than currency. It's a piece of American history preserved for over 125 years. One of the most compelling aspects of this coin is the incredible stories and provenance associated with surviving pieces. Many of the known 1894 Barber dimes have a documented history, often tied to private collections, famous auctions, and occasionally even legendary tales of discovery in circulation. This provenance not only enhances the coin's collectible value, but also connects modern collectors to a living history that spans over a century. Holding one of these dimes is like holding a tangible piece of the 1800s. Toning is another factor that adds to the appeal and value of the 1894 Barber dime. Over decades, these coins can develop natural shades ranging from soft golden hues to deep chocolate browns, and occasionally even vibrant blue or reddish highlights. Attractive toning can dramatically enhance a coin's desirability, as collectors not only value rarity, but also aesthetic beauty. A perfectly toned 1894 Barber dime is truly a work of numismatic art and can set hearts racing in the collector community. Another reason collectors treasure this coin is the aura of mystery and legend surrounding it. The story of the 1894 Barber dime often includes tales of only a handful being struck at the Philadelphia Mint, with some historians suggesting as few as 24 were originally minted. Combined with the tiny number of surviving coins, this legend has fueled decades of fascination, speculation, and admiration from coin lovers worldwide. The 1894 Barber dime has become a symbol of rarity and prestige in the numismatic world. Finally, let's talk about the value that makes this coin truly legendary. A United States Barber dime from 1894, especially one in excellent condition or with unique minting characteristics, can reach a staggering $170,000 in words. Yes, a coin that might look like a simple dime to the untrained eye can be worth an astronomical sum due to its rarity, condition, historical significance, and collector demand. The 1894 Barber dime reminds us that numismatics is not just about coins, it's about history, art, and discovery. So, the next time you see a Barber dime or hear about the 1894 issue, remember that you're looking at more than just currency. You're glimpsing a piece of American heritage, a coin that has survived more than a century, and one that could be worth $170,000 in words. This is the magic of rare coins, where patience, knowledge, and a keen eye can turn something small and overlooked into a treasure of monumental value. Especially, we are exploring one of the most fascinating coins in modern American numismatics, the United States Roosevelt dime from 1977. At first glance, this dime may seem ordinary, but for collectors, it is a coin that holds incredible intrigue, potential rarity, and a value that has surprised many over the years. Whether you're a casual coin enthusiast or a serious collector, the 1977 Roosevelt dime has a story that is worth understanding in detail. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, commemorating President Franklin D. Roosevelt shortly after his death, in honor of his efforts in founding the March of Dimes to combat polio. The obverse of the coin features a detailed portrait of Roosevelt, while the reverse showcases an olive branch, torch, and oak branch symbolizing peace, liberty, and strength. While the 1977 dime was part of a long-running series, certain variations and minting anomalies have made some examples extraordinarily collectible. One of the most compelling reasons collectors pay attention to the 1977 Roosevelt dime is the presence of minting errors that can elevate a coin from ordinary to highly valuable. Errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or small die cracks have been observed in certain specimens, making these coins highly desirable for numismatists. Each error creates a unique fingerprint, essentially turning each coin into a one-of-a-kind collectible that tells a story about the minting process and the precision, or sometimes imperfection, of the United States Mint. The mint mark is also a key factor in evaluating the 1977 Roosevelt dime. Coins were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, and collectors often seek out rarer mint mark varieties or unusual strikes that differ slightly from standard production runs. Differences in metal composition, subtle variations in the engraving, or the placement of the mint mark can all influence a coin's value. It's these small details that often separate a common dime from one that could be worth thousands of dollars to the right collector. Condition, as always, is another critical aspect of the 1977 Roosevelt Dimes value. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition command far higher premiums than those showing signs of wear or circulation. Collectors meticulously grade these coins on a scale ranging from very fine to perfect uncirculated condition, with small imperfections often making a huge difference in desirability and market price. A coin with pristine details in Roosevelt's portrait, clear lettering, and a sharp torch and branches on the reverse is a dream for any serious collector. One particularly interesting aspect of this dime is the natural toning that can develop over time. Depending on storage conditions, some 1977 dimes may develop a soft golden hue or even iridescent shades that enhance the visual appeal of the coin. Collectors highly value attractive toning because it adds a layer of uniqueness and beauty to the coin while maintaining its historical and monetary value. A beautifully toned 1977 Roosevelt dime can command significant interest at auctions and among private collectors alike. Provenance is also an important factor when considering the value of rare 1977 Roosevelt dimes. Coins that have a documented history of ownership, such as being part of a renowned collection or obtained directly from a significant sale, carry additional prestige. Provenance creates a narrative that connects collectors to the coin's journey, transforming it from a simple piece of currency into a historical artifact. Knowing the backstory of a coin makes it all the more exciting to own and adds a certain intangible value that cannot be measured in metal alone. Another reason collectors are drawn to the 1977 Roosevelt dime is the excitement of discovery. While many coins from this year were minted for circulation, finding one in exceptional condition with rare characteristics is like uncovering a hidden treasure. Some coins may have subtle doubling on the date or letters, tiny die cracks, or unusual strike details that make each specimen unique. The thrill of spotting these rare variations and adding them to a collection is part of what makes numismatics such a rewarding hobby. The 1977 Roosevelt dime is also a reminder of the lasting influence of Franklin D. Roosevelt himself. Beyond being a collectible, the coin represents an important moment in American history, commemorating a president whose policies and initiatives shaped modern America. Each dime is a small, tangible connection to that legacy, carrying both historical significance and potential financial value for collectors. Owning one is like holding a piece of the nation's story in the palm of your hand. Finally, let's discuss the value that has made this coin particularly notable among collectors. A United States Roosevelt dime from 1977, especially one in exceptional condition or with unique minting errors, can reach an astonishing $95,000 in words. This demonstrates that even coins that appear commonplace to the casual observer can hold remarkable value in the right circumstances. The 1977 Roosevelt dime is proof that rarity, condition, and historical significance can transform a humble coin into a treasure of immense worth. So next time you come across a Roosevelt dime from 1977, take a closer look. You might be holding more than just spare change. You could be looking at a coin that represents history, artistry, and a potential fortune of $95,000 in words. This is the magic of collecting rare coins, where patience, knowledge, and attention to detail can uncover extraordinary treasures from even the most familiar places. Next coin, we are diving into the fascinating world of numismatics to explore the United States Roosevelt dime from 1990, minted in Philadelphia. At first glance, this dime may appear like a common piece of circulation, but for collectors and coin enthusiasts, it represents a unique opportunity to own a piece of American history with rare and valuable characteristics that can command extraordinary attention and value. Whether you are a beginner in coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, the 1990 Roosevelt dime has features and potential that are worth examining in detail. The Roosevelt dime, first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, has remained one of the most iconic dimes in American coinage. The obverse of the coin features a finely detailed portrait of Roosevelt, reflecting the strength and determination of a president who led the nation through one of its most challenging eras, while the reverse displays the torch of liberty flanked by an olive branch and oak branch, symbolizing peace and strength. The 1990 P dime continues this legacy, but what makes it fascinating for collectors is not only the design, but also its potential for rarity, errors, and exceptional condition. One of the reasons the 1990 P Roosevelt dime is so captivating is the presence of minting anomalies that can transform a seemingly ordinary dime into a highly sought-after collectible. Errors such as die cracks, doubled dies, or variations in strike can significantly elevate a coin's value. Each error is unique, effectively making every rare specimen one of a kind and highly desirable to collectors who appreciate the story behind the coin as much as its monetary worth. Coins with such characteristics are often the centerpiece of a collection, attracting attention from both casual and professional numismatists. The mint mark plays a critical role in determining the value and rarity of the 1990 Roosevelt dime. The Philadelphia Mint, represented by the P mark, produced millions of dimes that year, yet certain variations or unique errors can make a specific coin extraordinarily rare. Subtle differences in the placement of the mint mark, the clarity of Roosevelt's portrait, or the sharpness of the torch and branches on the reverse can all influence collector interest and market value. Paying close attention to these details can reveal hidden treasures among seemingly ordinary coins. Condition is one of the most crucial aspects when evaluating the 1990 P Roosevelt dime. Coins in pristine uncirculated condition or with proof-like qualities are particularly valuable. Collectors meticulously assess the sharpness of design details, the smoothness of the edges, and the overall preservation of the coin to determine its grade. Even minor imperfections can impact value significantly, so a coin with crisp features and no wear is a true gem for any serious collector. Coins in excellent condition from 1990 can stand out in collections and auctions, drawing remarkable attention and value. Toning is another factor that can make the 1990 P Roosevelt dime particularly captivating. Depending on storage conditions, some coins develop subtle golden or reddish hues that enhance visual appeal and uniqueness. Attractive natural toning is highly prized among collectors because it adds character to the coin while maintaining historical and monetary value. A beautifully toned Roosevelt dime from 1990 P can often attract attention that far exceeds its face value, creating excitement for both collectors and investors. Provenance also adds a layer of significance and value to the 1990 P Roosevelt dime. Coins that come from renowned collections or have a documented history of ownership carry additional prestige. Knowing the background and journey of a coin, from mint to current owner, provides a narrative that collectors cherish. A coin with proven provenance is not just a piece of metal, it is a tangible connection to history, numismatic expertise, and sometimes even to significant sales or auctions in the past. Collectors also seek out the thrill of discovery when it comes to the 1990 P Roosevelt dime. While millions of these coins were minted for circulation, finding one with an unusual strike, rare doubling, or other minting error is like uncovering a hidden treasure. The hunt for these rare examples is part of what makes coin collecting so addictive and rewarding. Each find represents not only a potential financial gain, but also the satisfaction of uncovering a piece of numismatic history that few others possess. Beyond rarity and errors, the 1990 P Roosevelt dime holds historical and cultural significance. It commemorates an era in which coinage maintained the traditions of American symbolism and the legacy of President Roosevelt. Each coin carries a story, connecting collectors to the mid-20th century and the enduring legacy of one of America's most influential presidents. This combination of artistry, history, and rarity makes the 1990 P Roosevelt dime a must-see for collectors who value both aesthetics and legacy. Finally, let's discuss the value that makes the 1990 P Roosevelt dime particularly notable among collectors. A well-preserved example, especially one with rare errors or proof-like qualities, can reach an astonishing $50,000 in words. This incredible value highlights that even a coin from relatively recent years can hold tremendous worth when condition, rarity, and historical significance align. The 1990p Roosevelt dime proves that careful observation and attention to detail can reveal extraordinary treasures hidden in plain sight. So the next time you come across a Roosevelt dime from 1990 minted in Philadelphia, examine it closely. You may be holding more than just a coin. You might be holding a rare collectible with historical significance, unique minting characteristics, and a potential value of $50,000 in words. The 1990p Roosevelt dime reminds us that numismatics is not only about currency, but about uncovering hidden treasures and connecting with American history in a tangible, meaningful way. Now, we are exploring one of the most fascinating and collectible coins in the United States, the Roosevelt dime from 1980, minted in Philadelphia. At first glance, it may seem like a common coin from the late 20th century, but for collectors, this particular dime holds significant appeal due to its potential rarity, unique minting characteristics, and historical importance. The 1980p Roosevelt dime is not only a piece of currency, but also a collectible that represents decades of American numismatic history, and enthusiasts around the world are always on the lookout for standout examples. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, carries a design that has become instantly recognizable. The obverse features a finely detailed portrait of Roosevelt, symbolizing leadership, determination, and the legacy of a president who guided America through challenging times, while the reverse showcases the torch of liberty flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, representing peace and strength. While millions of these dimes were minted for circulation, some 1980p coins are particularly valuable due to rare errors or exceptional preservation, making them highly sought after by collectors. Collectors are often drawn to the 1980p Roosevelt dime because of subtle variations and minting errors that occurred during production. These can include double dies, die cracks, repunched mint marks, or slight differences in the design strike. Each of these anomalies makes a coin unique, creating excitement among collectors who know that even a coin from 1980 can hold extraordinary value if it exhibits these rare traits. Finding a well-preserved 1980p dime with such anomalies is like discovering a hidden treasure in everyday circulation. The mint mark is a critical factor in evaluating the 1980p Roosevelt dime. Coins minted in Philadelphia carry the P mark, and while the majority were intended for everyday use, variations in the minting process can make certain specimens exceptionally rare. Even the smallest discrepancies in the placement of the mint mark or the clarity of Roosevelt's portrait can dramatically influence a coin's desirability and market value. Collectors often scrutinize these details under magnification, knowing that a single rare characteristic can elevate a dime from a common coin to a highly collectible piece. Condition and preservation are key elements that significantly impact the value of a 1980p Roosevelt dime. Coins that have avoided circulation, showing no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, are far more valuable than worn examples. A coin's grade, determined by the sharpness of its design, the smoothness of its edges, and the overall quality of the strike, can make the difference between a modestly collectible coin and one that commands top dollar at auction. High-grade examples from 1980p are particularly attractive because they represent a snapshot of history preserved in near-perfect condition. Toning is another fascinating aspect that can make the 1980p Roosevelt dime appealing to collectors. Depending on storage conditions over the years, some coins develop subtle hues ranging from light gold to reddish or even deep copper tones. Natural toning enhances the visual appeal and uniqueness of a coin, making it more desirable to collectors who value both beauty and rarity. A 1980p dime with attractive, natural toning can often attract higher bids at auction due to its combination of aesthetic charm and historical significance. Errors and anomalies from the 1980 Philadelphia mint can turn a dime into a collector's dream. Coins with die cracks, misaligned strikes, or double dies are particularly prized because each error is unique and cannot be reproduced. These coins tell a story about the minting process, revealing the intricate and human side of coin production. For collectors, finding such a specimen is like uncovering a secret in plain sight, something that transforms a small dime into an extraordinary and irreplaceable piece of numismatic history. Provenance also plays a significant role in the desirability of the 1980p Roosevelt dime. Coins that have been part of renowned collections, or that have a documented history of ownership, carry additional prestige. Provenance adds a layer of storytelling that enhances a coin's allure, connecting it to collectors, auctions, or significant numismatic discoveries. Owning a 1980p Roosevelt dime with a known history can be especially rewarding, as it offers not just monetary value, but also a tangible connection to the broader world of coin collecting. Even though the 1980p Roosevelt dime is relatively modern, it holds historical significance as part of the enduring Roosevelt series. Each coin carries a legacy of American culture and history, bridging the mid-20th century with contemporary times. Collectors appreciate the coin not only for potential financial gain, but also for the story it represents, a coin that survived decades, often quietly circulating in wallets and cash registers, yet now revered for its rarity, condition, and potential anomalies. When it comes to value, the 1980p Roosevelt dime has the potential to be far more than its face value suggests. A well-preserved example, particularly one exhibiting rare minting anomalies or exceptional toning, can reach $70,000 in words. This remarkable value demonstrates that even coins from the late 20th century can command significant attention when condition, rarity, and uniqueness converge. The 1980p Roosevelt dime serves as a reminder that collecting coins is not just a hobby, but an opportunity to discover hidden treasures that connect history, artistry, and investment potential. So the next time you encounter a Roosevelt dime from 1980 minted in Philadelphia, take a closer look. You may be holding more than a simple dime. You could have a collectible with historical importance, unique minting characteristics, and a potential value of $70,000 in words. The 1980p Roosevelt dime proves that with careful observation and appreciation for detail, even a coin from decades ago can become a prized gem in any collection, offering excitement, beauty, and remarkable value for collectors of all levels. Last unique coin, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in American numismatics, the Roosevelt dime from 1970. At first glance, it may appear to be an ordinary coin, something you might find in your pocket change, but for collectors and coin enthusiasts, the 1970 Roosevelt dime is a remarkable piece with a rich story and surprising value. While millions of these dimes were minted for everyday circulation, certain specimens, especially those with unique features or in exceptional condition, have become highly sought after, turning a simple dime into a coveted collectible. The Roosevelt Dimes series, first introduced in 1946, was designed to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, commemorating his dedication to public service and his leadership through challenging times, including the Great Depression and World War II. The obverse of the coin features a detailed and dignified portrait of Roosevelt, capturing both his likeness and the spirit of perseverance he represented, while the reverse displays the torch of liberty flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. Even decades later, this design continues to resonate with collectors who appreciate both its historical significance and artistic beauty. While the 1970 Roosevelt dime may seem common at first, numismatists know that the true allure lies in its rarity and condition. Coins from this year, especially those minted in Philadelphia, are known to have subtle minting variations that can dramatically increase their value. Errors such as double dyes, die cracks, or repunched mint marks make some specimens exceptionally rare, and finding one in near-perfect condition is like discovering a hidden treasure in everyday circulation. For collectors, these variations are not just mistakes. They're a glimpse into the minting process and a unique signature that elevates the coin's significance. The mint mark plays a pivotal role in assessing the value of a Roosevelt dime from 1970. Philadelphia minted coins carry the P mint mark, and while most circulated widely, coins that exhibit unusual features or perfect strikes are considered highly collectible. Even slight anomalies in the placement of the mint mark or in the clarity of Roosevelt's portrait can create significant interest among collectors. Detailed examination under magnification often reveals characteristics invisible to the casual observer, making the hunt for a perfect 1970p dime both exciting and rewarding. Condition is one of the most important factors influencing the value of a 1970 Roosevelt dime. Coins that have remained uncirculated and show no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration are far more desirable than those that have seen heavy use. The grading of a coin, which takes into account the sharpness of the design, the quality of the strike, and the preservation of the edges, can transform a dime from a common piece of currency into a high-value collector's item. Exceptional examples from 1970 are particularly prized because they preserve a piece of history in a state close to when they were first minted. Toning is another fascinating aspect that makes some 1970 Roosevelt dimes stand out. Over decades, coins may develop natural colors ranging from subtle gold to deep reddish-brown hues, depending on the storage environment. This natural toning not only adds visual appeal, but also demonstrates the coin's unique history and journey through time. Collectors often seek coins with attractive toning, understanding that a coin's beauty and rarity can combine to create a piece that is both aesthetically pleasing and highly valuable. Minting errors in the 1970 Roosevelt dime can make even a seemingly ordinary coin extraordinary. Coins with die cracks, misaligned strikes, or double dies are particularly prized by collectors because each error is unique and cannot be duplicated. Such anomalies provide a glimpse into the craftsmanship and mechanical processes of the mint and offer collectors an opportunity to own a piece of history that tells a story beyond its face value. The thrill of discovering an unusual error in a dime from 1970 is a key reason why collectors continue to pursue this series with enthusiasm and dedication. Provenance also adds to the desirability of a 1970 Roosevelt dime. Coins that have been part of well-known collections or have documented ownership history carry additional prestige. Provenance connects a coin to a larger narrative, linking it to collectors, auctions, or historical discoveries, which can enhance both its monetary value and its appeal to enthusiasts. A 1970 Roosevelt dime with a documented history becomes more than just a coin. It becomes a tangible connection to the broader world of numismatics and the excitement of collecting. Even though the 1970 Roosevelt dime is a product of the late 20th century, it carries historical and cultural significance. Each dime represents a snapshot of American history, capturing a moment in time when this design circulated widely in the nation's economy. Collectors value the coin not only for its potential financial return, but also for the story it tells, bridging the mid-20th century with modern numismatic appreciation. Coins like this remind us that even relatively modern issues can hold extraordinary importance for collectors who value rarity, condition, and historical context. Now, when it comes to value, the 1970 Roosevelt dime is truly impressive for its age. A well-preserved example, particularly one with rare minting characteristics or attractive toning, can reach $80,000 in words. This demonstrates that even coins produced in the last half of the 20th century can become highly collectible and valuable when the right combination of rarity, preservation, and uniqueness comes together. For collectors, this coin represents both a historical treasure and a potential investment, highlighting the excitement and satisfaction of serious numismatics. So the next time you come across a 1970 Roosevelt dime minted in Philadelphia, take a closer look. What may seem like a common dime could actually be a rare collector's item with historical significance, unique minting characteristics, and a potential value of $80,000 in words. The 1970 Roosevelt dime exemplifies how even coins that appear ordinary can be extraordinary, offering collectors a chance to own a piece of history, beauty, and incredible value, all in the palm of their hand.